What does he call you, Abraham?
He called me father.
Abraham, what the fuck? It doesn't even enter my mind that his sister could be his wife. Do you not know?
I'm not very good.
Oh, who doesn't know the age gap between them and their siblings? It's nuts.
I'm afraid to get hurt again.
Yeah, me too.
Because this is so fast for both of us. So let's see where it goes.
I want to marry your daughter.
You want to marry my daughter? So you're proposing already?
With your permission, I would like to.
Now?
I hope that he will propose to me quite soon.
For me, everything is done.
Y'all, this episode is the epitome of things are not as they appear. Every scene, I was like, what is going on here? I can't wait to get into it with you. Let's get into the deception. Hi guys, welcome back to Nikki Faces Reality. We are here to discuss 90 Day Fiancé UK. Y'all, we're gonna jump straight into it because there's a lot to discuss. Before we do, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really enjoying talking about this season with you. We're gonna start with Arrah and Andy. They were introduced to us the last episode. I judged Arrah very harshly because first impressions are important. First impressions set the tone, and the way that she was talking to him on that FaceTime, it's like she did not like this man. It is like he has inconvenienced her. So I'm looking at this guy, you know, like going against everything of his disability that tells him to stay his ass home. He's like, no, I'm gonna travel 30 hours to meet this girl. She's the love of my life. I've never met her before. I guess he doesn't want to pay for roaming, so he's not texting her. He's going around in a country that he's never been to. He hasn't secured his own hotel because he's fully depending on this girl that he's never met. So when they left us like that in the last episode, I was like, Andy, please go home. Like, he's going around, he's looking, and there is Arrah seated, waiting for him. They spot each other. She gets up and gives him the warmest hug. And I am like, is this a new chick? Because it was like night and day in terms of like, she just seems so much more livelier, you know? And so we get a little more of her background. I love that every time they show Filipinos, they're always showing them doing karaoke. I love that that is a stereotype that seems to be accurate every time. I love karaoke, so it was just fun to see her do that with her family. And she is with a lot of her family members because culturally, they don't move out until they get married. And so she's been hustling. She's always working to provide to her family. She's tired of providing to her family, which I don't know if it's a foreshadowing of what she's looking for, but she does say that. And she says that she thought that she would be a spinster until she met Andy. In terms of her relationship with Andy, she says that she can be her full self. She says that he adds color to her life and that she's hoping that in meeting in person, she'll be able to see if there's a real emotional and physical connection. And so it's obvious that she's told her family about her relationship because we see her with her mom and her sister, and she's like, yeah, Andy's gonna come to visit me. And they're like, so soon? This is fast. Are you sure that he's not speeding this up because he wants a nanny? So obviously they're aware of his situation, but he doesn't look like he depends on nannies. Like, he leads an independent life in his career. Socially, he's traveling all over the place. So I think that that's a harsh assumption to make unless she told them the story that he told us, that he was seeking out a Filipina because they reminded him of his nurses. Because that, I could understand how they would think that, because I thought that too. And so they're raining on her parade, and she's like, listen, I'm the one that gets to decide. I like him. I'm going to do what I want, basically. And the mom is like, I have to meet him. It's a non-negotiable. And I get it. I mean, she's going to be with this man that she's never met. Like, we don't know his intentions on the flip side, you know? So I totally get that she's being protective. But anyway, they flash back to the present where she's picked him up from the airport. They're in the cab, they're yapping away. They seem very comfortable with each other. Again, I'm watching this and I'm like, wow, did we have Arrah all wrong? Because who is this person? And then we see them go to a restaurant. She's like, you know, I'm really overwhelmed by this because I really want to protect myself so that I don't get hurt. And he agrees, but they seem already like smitten. I mean, they've been talking for however long over the phone, so. And she tells him, I've told my family about you and they're concerned too because they think that you want me to be a caregiver. And he's like, does it look like I need a caregiver? And then he turns up the charm and I'm like, okay. And they have like fun banter between each other. So it seems really, really nice. And then we see them go to a hotel, which I'm guessing she was the one that organized it. They get to this hotel and they're talking and then they just go to sleep. They like put a barrier of pillows between them because she's like, we're not married, so we have to do this the respectful way. However, they are looking oily, sweaty. I understand that you can't film everything, you can't show everything, but I wish that the 90-day producers understood that they are making every single cast member here look crusty. Because how are you going to travel 30 hours and then get on the bed with your airport clothes looking like that and probably smelling like that? And she looks oily too because it's hot out there. And they just get on the bed with their clothes on. And I'm like, oh, but I forgot to mention, before they get to bed with their outside clothes on, she does let him know, hey, you're gonna meet my family tomorrow. And he's like, wow, that's not usually how it works where I'm from. I don't usually meet the family second date. But Andy, you're not dating someone from your hometown. You want to date a girl from a different culture, you're gonna have to adapt. And she's throwing you straight to the wolves. And that she does, y'all, because she brings him to the family. She like, does the niceties of like, this is my mom. And then she's like, okay, well, since you guys are going to talk about me, I'm going to see my way out. Mind you, he just met you and you're already going to leave him alone with your mom. And the mom is ready to ask him 21 questions. She's interrogating him like, oh, so are you single? Are you really single? Do you live by yourself? What do you do? What are your intentions with my daughter? I don't want my daughter to have a failed relationship. And that's a lot of pressure to put on people that just met each other. Like, I don't think your daughter has even decided if she really likes this guy. And she's also like, people come here all the time for Filipinas because they want them as caregivers. And I'm glad that she mentioned that because I do feel like a lot of people prey on Filipino women. Is that how you say it? So I thought that was important for her to be like, not on my watch. And he's like, I hear you and I believe in traditional gender roles. Like, I'm going to be the provider. And as he's talking about his career, you could see that she's like, okay, softening up towards that because he seems like, he leads a normal life and that's really what she wants for her daughter. But then he's like, okay, things are going great. I just want you to know that I want to propose to your daughter. Can I get your blessing? And she's like, no, this is too fast. And he looks surprised by that. We've seen a lot of crazy proposals on this show, and at least wait until the end of the visit, even though it's your first time seeing each other and it's crazy. But to already ask for a blessing when she just learned your name is bananas. And so now revisiting just like my impressions, I think that Arrah's family is going to do the dirty work for her. I think that the drama is going to be between him and her family, personally. But that's it for them this episode. Let's move on to Ebrima and Zena. Y'all, she's at the village, okay, with his family, as you recall. She's been there maybe like a few hours, and I think his nephews, like his teenage nephews, come by, and she's like, oh, you guys are going to the store? Get me a few bottles, just like little small bottles. And Ebrima is like, no, like we don't drink, like we don't do that here. And she's like, oh, just a few, just for later. Oh, you don't want me to drink at all? I'll just have a little bit, a little glass later. And she's like, he's religious, he can't drink, but I can. And I get it, girl. I get it. But he's Muslim. And you're in a Muslim household. And it's just a respect thing. And I also am just like, at your big ass age, you don't know how to act in different people's homes. And I'm pretty sure this is not the first time that she's been there. So it's like, you don't know how to act. And so Ebrima's obviously annoyed by this. But she does not care, okay? His sister comes in and asks her to join them to cook. Zena has never cooked in a campo. She has never cooked in a village, okay? So she's cutting up this meat and she's just so inconvenienced by it. She's like, oh my God, this is like so much harder. Like in my house, I use scissors and it's normal. And you just gotta adapt, because do you not want to eat food? Like, you just gotta follow his family's lead. But she is feeling self-conscious that she's struggling with it, and so she keeps being like, I've been cooking for 50 years. Like, okay. And if anything, I think it's one of those things that should make you grateful for the things that we have. But like a quick side tangent, I love how spoiled we are with our little gadgets that other people don't need. Like, they're fine, but I love that we have them. Like, I don't know if you guys are on TikTok a lot, but around Thanksgiving, I think like last year or 2 years ago, this girl's mac and cheese went viral, Teeny's mac and cheese, and I had never made it, but I remember just being like, I really love mac and cheese. I might as well just like try it. Like, let me have fun with it. And I remember the first time I made it and I had to grate cheese, I was like, oh my God, this is taking forever. And then somewhere along the way, I got this thing, this gadget that you just put the block of cheese in and then you like go like this and it shreds it for you. It grates it for you and it makes the process so much faster. And I've made the mac and cheese a few times after that. And I'm always like, wow, this is so easy. So yeah, I just love it. So like, I get that certain things make it easier, but like, it's not impossible to do. Like, you'll be fine. Anyway, all that to say, was hilarious. Like, girl, you can cut meat without scissors. It's gonna be fine. A little while later, she's lounging around and she's noticing there's a lot of kids in this compound. And she's noticing that this little one, who looks like Ebrima, is calling Ebrima dad. And she's like, that's strange. Why is he calling you dad? And he's like, oh, well, because I'm an elder. So you just call your elders that. And if you guys are from Gambia, or if you know anyone from Gambia, I would love to know that. When he said it, I'm like, that makes sense. Like, in other cultures, people respect their elders. Just like we call people aunties and uncle that are not necessarily related to us, but they're elders. I can see how you would call your uncle someone that you see every day, your papa. I understand that. But I always found it interesting that he never married or never had kids, because I feel like it's not the norm from where he's from, right? Like, isn't it encouraged to get married early and to start your family? And this kid looks like Ebrima. He looks a lot like his uncle. And so she doesn't fully buy this story. And so they pan to everyone eating, and she's just there like stewing. Because she's like, something's not adding up. How old is your sister? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Because now she's trying to see like if there's an age gap. When did his mom have her sister? When did his mom have him? She's here like like that meme of like the lady that's like doing the math, like, and he's not able to answer any of these questions. And if she was smart, she would have been like, oh, well, you don't know how old your sister? Ask her for me. You don't know when your mom had you guys? Ask her for me. All of these people are there and can answer the questions. Why didn't she press it? And so now she's looking at his younger brother who's like 20, and she's like, I can see how you two are related. Your sister doesn't look like you. And I'm like, girl. So then she's like, oh my God, your sister with all these kids. Where's her husband? Is he gonna stop by at all? And he's like, oh no, he's working a lot. And she's like, he can't stop by for 30 minutes? And he's like, oh no, he works far away. And the way that he's delivering this is sus.
What about her husband?
Yeah, she's always working,
Is he?
Yeah.
Couldn't he just pop in for a little half hour? Is that not possible?
No, it's away now. They're always busy.
And she's like, And I'm like, girl, I don't know why you think you're in a relationship with this man. You're getting the D. He's getting the money. Everyone is getting what they need. Don't pretend that this is something that it's not. I also think that, like, you have to be a strong, strong woman to pretend to be your husband's sister just so he can bang some lady from the UK. I think that that would be a larger con. So I can't fathom that. What do you guys think? But anyway, their segment ends at nighttime. He is like, yeah, I'm gonna make you my cash cow, very comfortable. And he just like piles up some like bricks for her to be able to prop herself on the toilet better. She is not impressed by it. And I'm just like, you've been here a few times. I don't know why you are expecting leisure and luxury in the village. And it's also like, this is people's real life and you are complaining about it. You don't think that that's going to make them feel bad about themselves? And Ebrima looks like disappointed that she just cannot be pleased. But then again, like, why come to the village at all, you know? That's it for them. I'm going to end this recap with Adnan and Shorna. Because when I tell you, I could see the writings on the wall. And Shorna is so delulu that she is so up her own butthole that she can't see what's right in front of her. It is crazy. So as you guys recall, they met up once on vacation. They didn't see each other for a year, but they talked all the time. When they saw each other that first time, it was nights of passion because it was vacation. They were banging up a storm, and that was the foundation of their relationship. They don't see each other for a year. They've been talking. She comes back. She's like, hey, surprise. I can't kiss you. We can't bang because I am now a Mormon. You're going to deal, right? And she gave him no time to process. She is pissy that he is struggling with it. They get into this big fight. He's like, you know what? I'm going to choose love over this. But then to the cameras, he tells us, I'm only playing nice and saying that it's not a big deal because I don't want to fight. And I called it that he would break up with her the minute she stepped on the plane, right? But to her face, he's like, I'm choosing love. And so in her mind, she's like, oh my God, yes, I'm so glad that we've made it past this and that he's going to choose love because now the next step is focusing on marriage and focusing on making him a Mormon. And so she, at every scene that we've seen them thus far, she keeps making him do physical activities. I think she thinks that all of these physical activities are going to tire him out so that he doesn't want sex anymore. But it's the opposite. I think that it's pissing him off more. And I think that it's affecting his idea of his own manhood. And it doesn't help that she's very competitive as they're playing this. So she's calling him like sore loser. And he just like drops everything and walks off. And she's like, what the F? And he's like, I'm done with the disrespect. And he starts taking off his mic pack and he's like, I'm done filming.
What the fuck?
I will tell the truth. Shorna is trying to treat me like shit, but I will not give her a chance. I don't want to see her anymore.
What's happened?
No, stop talking, stop filming.
And she doesn't know what's going on. I'm wondering with the way that he reacted, if there was something that happened that we didn't see, but everyone's confused. And so she's like, oh my God, he's so childish. Shorna, you sought out a 25-year-old. You're 45. He's acting childish in comparison? Yeah. But I think with her, she likes to level it out, so she likes to act like she's 25 too. It's terrible. And so we do see him like vent to his friend about everything that happened. She got here, she switched up the entire relationship, and he just feels disrespected. He doesn't feel like she is validating him as a man, and she's deceived him, okay? But the deception continues, okay? And so we see that she's like, you know, really struggling because she's like, I don't want to let go of my chastity, but I also don't want to lose Adnan. And she's trying to get answers in scripture. And she comes up with this solution that she's going to go and be a seductress. She has a plan to get his attention because she is big mad that he's not talking to her, okay? She is big mad that sex is so important. So what does she do? She wants to entice him by taking sexy photos, going like this, and then instead of sending it to her man, very loosely, she posts it on Instagram and is like, take a chance on me. This lady is acting like she's 25. Like, what are these games? And it's gonna backfire so bad. Because she does this, right? Like, and then we see her like waiting at a dinner table and she's like, damn, he didn't even like it. He didn't like it because he's gonna show up with flowers. And he's showing up here with flowers and happy to be with her because he saw that Instagram post like, wow, she's willing to let go of the rules to be with me. So in his mind, he's thinking they're gonna have a night of passion. And he shows up to this dinner and they're having a good time. They're talking. Like, he's only talking to get her panties off. And she's giving him the eyes and she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy that he could get past it and be with me. And then she says to the camera, he's looking at me like he thinks that he's not gonna sleep on the couch tonight. Which again, I'm like, okay, so you purposely deceived him so that he can be with you in your last night? And like, sure, right? Like, people could be like, oh, well, he only wants her for sex. That is literally the premise of their relationship. And she's trying to make it into something that it's not. Sure, he wants to come to the UK. I think that he would be down to starting a life with her. But I think that for him, intimacy is important. And that's valid. And it's also valid that she doesn't want to do that, right? That she wants to, you know, have chastity. But then you have to give people the choice. You can't just rob him of his choice because you have changed your lifestyle. That's not how it works. So they leave this dinner, right? And I'm wondering, like, is she gonna break it? Like, what's gonna happen?
I can tell by Adnan's face that he doesn't think that he's sleeping on the sofa tonight.
We see them the next day. She's like, oh, we had such a great night. I'm just feeling so good about our future. He kisses her. He sends her off to the airport. And she's feeling so hopeful. She is hearing music. She's hearing the birds chirping because she knows that this is the guy she's going to marry. And she can't wait for the next step. We pan to Adnan. And he's seated there. And the smile that he was faking for her is gone. He's like, she kept talking all effing night. Nothing happened. We are so done. This relationship is over. She basically played in his face. And I knew it. Like, he was, you know, play nice in front of her so that he doesn't have to deal with her wrath. Because you could see that she has it in her. And he's like, I don't want to deal with that. But what I'm not going to deal with is being sexless with a yapper that thinks I'm gonna marry her when I'm not getting what I want from this. That is his attitude. And I honestly can't wait for the tell-all because he's gonna have to deal with the fallout eventually, right? But yeah, it was just hilarious just how completely different perceptions of their relationship they have. It was comical. But that was it for this episode, you guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I cannot wait to see how all of this unfolds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.